Hey, how's it going everyone? Hope everyone's full of Vorpal spirit because we're here with everyone's favourite Kusuge hunter, Sunraku. So this is from the series Shangri-La Frontier. If you haven't seen it, I do recommend. Pretty cool. Came out earlier this year, season 2 in October. So this is the shirtless blue masked avatar for the main character in the MMO game. On the back, nice section of images showcasing what he comes with. He does come with quite a cool section of faces and also weapons, though we are missing the cute and a little bit adorable Emerald? Man, E-M-U-L, right? Emerald? Now I'm getting her name wrong at the moment, I think. Anyway, the little wee bunny rabbit, we don't get her. That was why I didn't pre-order this figure. I just waited, picked up in shop, discounted, because yeah, I didn't want to pay full price or retail price for a figure that I don't think is complete, but we'll get into that at the end of the video and the pros and cons. For now, let's pop them out, check them on the turntable so we can actually check out the actual finish and what he comes with and articulation, faces and all that throughout the video. So before the turntable, we do have the packaging showcase. So Sunraku in the center, 4 additional heads. It looks so weird without the beak attached, but you know, kind of closed eyes, open, squinting, you know, that kind of a cheeky look that he does in the series, which is cool. We then get what's an additional 6 pairs of hands, so a nice selection of hands there for basically any scenario that you'd want actually. And then we also get 4 weapons. So we get one of the Vorpal swords, the Marsh, is it Marsh dagger or Marsh sword? Let me double check that. Yeah, Marsh dagger. It looks pretty big for a dagger, right? But anyway, he does have one of those. And then we also get the Togetsu. So this is the Moonblade or Twin Blade. He gets a little bit later in the series, so a bit of a spoiler there. But that's a really cool weapon. 2 parts, kind of different effects, and eventually they do combine as well. But we don't have a combined one, just for single blades with this release. But that could be something that could be pretty cool if they do continue the line. I highly doubt it. But if they do, that would be one cool accessory along with another couple of the weapons up above. But yeah, anyway, let's pop them out, chuck them on the turntable so we can have a look at the finish on this figure. So we have Sunraku up on the turntable now, and straight away the detailing of the weapons is nice. All the printing there is crisp and clean along with the colour separation. Same with the cursed markings throughout his body, and then the white, blue and the different shades of blue on his shorts as well. The sculpting for the feathers is nice little wee motion there flicking up and down, which is good. And then the muscle definition and release is actually really cool as well. It does pick up the light well, cast some nice shadows for a little bit more depth and detail on otherwise a pretty straightforward and simple figure. Jumping into the articulation, and I mean, I just love that. It kind of does have that bird motion. I mean, other than that, you know, going forward, it's not too bad, but definitely limited. Going back is a lot better. Swivel is no issue, but I just love the fact that you can kind of slide the head across like that on the neck, kind of like a real bird. Even kind of forward and back as well, you can do the same. So that's pretty cool. Little wee, I don't know, maybe not necessarily necessary, but one of my favourite points so far for this figure. Now the shoulder range here is nice as well, nice motion up and down and around. We do have a bit of a mini butterfly joint there. I think it would be nice if it could come out further actually. I mean, it's not too bad, but be good if we could cross the arms over even more without really kind of forcing it. It could be just a little bit tighter on mine perhaps, so I'm curious if you get it. Are these butterfly joints tight on yours, or are they kind of, you know, a bit more or are they a little bit more free-flowing compared to what I have here? We also get the usual bicep swivel, which is nice. The elbow joint is good, a nice wrist peak on the figure too. And just looking at this, I love the skin tone for this one. It seems to flow well, match up with all the different parts, and I feel like the hands have a nice scaling on them actually, which is really good to see. Sometimes I feel hands can be a little bit too big, maybe a little bit small, but I feel like they've got it just right on this figure. Now coming into the center torso, we do have a solid lower torso, similar to the Kaijake figures, which is a shame. So we don't get much motion forward, more than Neno, but yeah, that is a little bit of a shame there. A bit more motion would have been nice. Going back is pretty good though. You can kind of shuffle this around a little bit to get a bit more motion if needed. We get a couple of mil rotation as well, and definitely not too bad there. It helps that this is a little bit softer compared to some other figures. Now the straps are nice soft loose rubber, which is good, so they don't hinder the motion when doing the splits. Going forward isn't bad. If he could have got up higher, would have been nicer though, but at least he can move back, which is good. Upper thigh swivel, knee joints nice, and the ankle is pretty straightforward. Decent roll motion there. One thing that's interesting, the foot itself feels a little bit more rubbery compared to the other parts, which is quite interesting. I feel like it does give a little bit more grip when kind of posing or in a standing pose, which is quite good. We also have the toe tip point of articulation as well, which is cool. So the thing I love about this figure is the expressions. We get the base, you know, a bit more of a stern look, the kind of, you know, the suspicious going, huh, yeah, nah, type of expression, the closed eye, the one with a little bit of sweat drop on his forehead. You know, it gives him so much range of emotion, which he is pretty expressive in this series. It's just a shame that often that is directed at Emil, who we don't get with this figure, which is, I don't know, I always feel it's a bit lacking due to that. Okay, so let's check him out in a few different poses here. Now, if you've watched the series, this is when he's talking to the big boss Rab himself, and it's cool that he can actually get all the way down into this pose, and it's pretty easy to do as well. I like the range of motion on the toes there, which really helps to give it a more of a natural looking pose when he is squatting down like so. Man, that finger point runner, seriously, the designer for this figure nailed it with the expressions and the hands. I love how we have all the different variety in there to be able to pull off the different looks that he does in the series with the finger pointing one there. And then he also has the thumbs up one to do that cocky type of pose that Vegeta does. So let's switch over to that one there now, and we can have a close look at the swords as well. So who's going to take down the boss in one shot? That's right, me. These type of accessories always love. One reason why I like this finger, or this hand I should say, that comes with the Majin Vegeta releases and a couple of other ones as well. Definitely brings out the personality, makes the figures pop a lot more on the shelf than these type of cocky, confident poses in my opinion. Okay, so Sunraku does that with millimeter precision. So we've got him up here with the Togetsu blades. I mean, these are awesome. I mean, yeah, the same design, just white and black, or a bit more of a silver color to be honest, with some subtle blue hint through there. Really cool. This is the face with that little wee drop there, because, you know, he's shot, he's just dodged. He did not expect the boss to come through with such a powerful, quick surprise attack. So, you know, that's why I was saying before, the faces of this figure is cool. We get variety. You can have these kind of shocked ones where he's dodging, maybe the sweat because he's working so hard, or you have a bit more of a serious stoic ones, or where he's definitely just straight up kicking ass. But it works really good, especially, you know, when you check him up on the stand for a bit more of a dynamic pose like so. Okay, so jumping over to the pros and cons, I've got a couple of the other recent new Jump anime, or just anime release figures in general here. So Jirokuraku, Gabimaru, obviously Anya with Bond, and then Kaiju number 8, and then our man Sunraku here in the center. I feel like, you know, I'm a huge Dragon Ball collector, obviously. I have figures for Figuarts, but I feel like most of the enjoyment I get from figures these days is not necessarily from the big lines like Naruto, Dragon Ball, but it's the smaller lines. I feel like that's where we get a lot more personality coming through for figures. Sun has some pretty damn good articulation as well. Gabimaru here, also, oh man, I'm so bad for names. Purple Ninja Chick from the series as well. Absolutely badass figure. And then, you know, the Spy Family, a lot more simple, less on the articulation side, but more on the expressions. All those face paints for Anya, priceless. The fact that we get Bond here as well, we get a lot more playability coming through, right? Kaiju 8, really like them, but probably the weakest, most disappointing of the new anime figures personally, which is a shame because, you know, Kaiju, he looks really good. Mina looks really good. Reno looks good, but they kind of fall flat, right? A little bit of articulation, especially with Reno, and well, the battlesuit ones, and more of the expression and so forth. Mina really cool, and I kind of feel like Sunraku is kind of a weird hybrid mix between them all. Pretty damn good articulation overall. Center area more limited. Hasn't really hindered the figure yet though, which is good. More range than Reno despite having the solid torso area. and it's a bit more acceptable in this figure since he is shirtless. It's a little bit harder to put a joint right through his abs. So I feel in this case, when you go for I guess appearance over, you know, articulation, this is a better choice opposed to something like Dino, which I feel they could have put in ab crunch. Now, accessories, we don't really get as much. Okay, we get all the weapons, which is great, but we're kind of lacking that emotional connection. That is Emil. I feel that's where this character really shines in the series. A lot of the interactions or key points is with Emil, and I feel that's what makes this figure a bit lacking. However, he makes up for it with a great section of hands, expressions, and weapons. Something that even the Shangri-La figures had. They had some good expressions and the weapons. Though they didn't have a fire blast, again, privileged this from the Kid Sasuke release. So I don't know, this I'm a bit torn with a lot of the new figures, but I'll get into that in a moment. Let's first cover the key pros for this release, and the finish is great, expression's awesome. I love the way they've done the head, the movement and the side to side is great. The weapons are awesome, the vorpal sword, the marsh dagger, and then the Togetsu blades. Those are awesome. The only con I have is no Emil, and I think that's one point where I feel a lot of the figures these days, at least for me, if it's not the core line I pre-order. So for example, Dragon Ball, I collect Dragon Ball, especially DB, Z and Pro GT. Those ones I'll pre-order, right, because I definitely want them. Naruto ones I will pre-order as well, because I do like all the characters, especially if it's early mid, I'll get. Kaiju 8, really like this series, so I will pre-order them. I'm hesitant though, to be honest, and that is mainly due to the fact I feel if now with collecting so much and prices going up, especially on that point, for me to pre-order, I feel something really has to deliver the essence of that character. If you think about that character, what is that one item with it? For me, I mean, again, this is subjective, it will change for most people, but I feel like Sunraku, everyone when they were talking about it, they were like Emil, right? So the fact that he didn't come with it, I didn't pre-order because of that, and I didn't want to pay retail for this figure. So I waited, I knew be discounted in shop on release, and I saved maybe 3,000 yen, right? So that 3,000 yen, if it was with Emil, I would have pre-ordered, paid the extra, I would have been happy, I would have been satisfied. This figure at the reduced price, fantastic, really good. Definitely glad I got him. I wouldn't pay retail though, and I think that's where I'm kind of drawing the line out, and the reason why I bring it up, I'm curious what everyone else thinks as well. What makes you pre-order or not pre-order a figure these days? Are there some that you want, but you won't pre-order, you'll wait until they go on sale? And what is your reasoning for that? I'm really curious because we are getting saturated with a lot of figures now. And you know, you do have to draw the line somewhere. So I'm curious where everyone is drawing that line in the sand of buy or, you know, not to buy. But I think if you are coming back to this figure at least, so I have gone off a bit of a tangent, but I'm really curious to hear what everyone thinks. But anyway, coming back to the main man himself, if you like the anime, definitely check out the manga, really cool. Looking forward to season 2. This figure is an awesome representation of the series, just like Gabimaru, Anya, Kaiju 8 here, really good. A little bit, maybe not a perfect release, but I feel like Sunraku here is probably one of the better ones next to Spy Family. I feel like Spy Family ones were overall pretty damn complete. Lacked articulation, but I don't think you need it with that line. The Jikokuraka ones could have done with some more accessories here and there. Same with the Jutsu Kaisen, right? That's another big line that kind of died off. That one, great figures, but often lacking some key parts with those releases. And again, same here with Sunraku, but I feel like he is at least close to the amazing hands and the weapons. But anyway, let me know what you think in the comments below. Really keen to hear. I will be taking photos of Sunraku here eventually, and then check him up on Insta, so check those out if keen. So yeah, anyway, that is it for the video. Thank you for watching, especially for that last part, which is obviously a bit more of a divergent topic, but I think it's important to have. Maybe we can do it on a live stream at some point, get a few people discuss these points. So if you are keen for that, let me know as well, and I'll head up a few people to organise something. But anyway, there's it for the video. So again, thank you so much for watching, and until next time, cheers.